It's not just another day in your life. Things are changing for the better. At Comcast, we see those changes, and we're thinking about how we use technology today to live, work, learn, and play. And we're building for the future now, so we're better prepared for the wants and needs of tomorrow. That's why Comcast is rolling out multi-gig internet speeds to more than 50 million homes and businesses before the end of 2025, making our already industry-leading network even faster, smarter, greener, and more reliable. Over the decades, Comcast has been your partner, working hard to serve your community, and will continue to be your partner. We're expanding our gigabits so you can enjoy the tiny bits that matter most.
Want your boss to put some real action behind the rhetoric when they talk about making your workplace more inclusive? Find out how to hold their feet to the fire and demand diversity on the Diversity Dude podcast.
Hello there, and welcome back to the Diversity Dude podcast. I'm your host, Lambert Fisher, marriage and family therapist, award-winning author, and national speaker on the topic of multicultural awareness and diversity. And before I dive into today's topic, I'm excited to share that I have the honor of having been selected as one of the featured speakers at this year's TEDx Minneapolis event, this August 12th at Orchestra Hall in Minneapolis, Minnesota. If you happen to be in town, I welcome you to participate as I bring my relationship strengthening perspective to this year's theme of creating an atmosphere of intersection and connection. And as I do everything in what I do professionally, whether it be through my one-on-one relationship building efforts as a therapist or my informing and empowering efforts as an author or speaker, know that my personal mission is to do my part to improve the world one strengthened relationship at a time. So today, I want to share with you an encouraging and practical perspective on cultivating men's mental health. In case you weren't aware, June is Men's Mental Health Month. And similar to the common yet unfortunate tendency to put much less emphasis on the significance of Father's Day in this society in comparison to the also very legitimate Mother's Day, men's mental health as a whole is often an afterthought to many, or even a myth needing justification of its very existence to many others. However, considering the need for everyone of all sexes and genders to pursue and maintain balanced mental health for both their individual as well as the community at large benefit, it's worth spending a little time exploring and clarifying some of the misunderstandings commonly believed and expressed about men's mental health or lack thereof, so that you can benefit personally as well as support the men around you who could benefit from your support. Pulling from some of the misunderstandings that I've encountered in my counseling efforts, I first want to emphasize that, contrary to popular belief, men are not purely logical creatures. Men have feelings and emotions as well. On one hand, whether it be more of a nature or nurture type of thing, the stereotype has merit and there are trends that support the likelihood that men may be influenced more by logical arguments than by deep expressions of emotion. However, on the other hand, the real question is not whether or not men have feelings, but instead whether or not they're aware of their feelings, know how to express them, how to understand others' feelings, and how to respond to others' feelings in a healthy way. To some people, these tasks are as easy to understand and implement as breathing, while to many others, they are new, difficult, and produce a lot of trial and error before they're perfected. Does this automatically make women more intelligent, mature, or wise than men? Absolutely not. Rather, it acknowledges that for a variety of reasons, some physiological and some environmental, men have a higher history of not having had their emotions and feelings validated as legitimate and consistent with their journey towards secure manhood, nor have they had examples to follow or other direct instruction regarding how feelings can be incorporated into one's daily life healthily. While this concept alone could be a much larger conversation, I bring it up first in order for men to pursue and live out balanced mental health in their lives. They need to also be aware of the fact that balanced mental health is about more than just feelings. It includes both healthy and balanced mind and thoughts, balance in their physical body, as well as increased emotional awareness and management. These are all things that thrive when men have safe relationships and environments where which they can practice, mess up, learn, and grow. Another misunderstanding to clear up is that men are innately too angry and aggressive, and naturally they need to be feared and untrusted. This is unfortunate in part because people use these beliefs to prematurely judge men and their lives based simply on the logic that, well, you know how men are. And this logic is kind of scary because if you're basing your beliefs, conclusions, and cautions on your past experiences, then I very much understand and support you're doing whatever you feel the need to do to keep yourself safe. However, I must also acknowledge that many men often fall into this unfortunate trap of giving up even trying to learn to be their best selves because all of their efforts to do so, to be their best selves, have been met with direct and indirect messages that convey that no matter how much they try, they will still be treated the same and seen as untrustworthy threats because, well, just because they're men. Without even needing or wanting to claim helplessness or blaming others for negative behavior, lack of support and guilt by male association does more to perpetuate and continue these undesirable behaviors than it does to empower people and contribute to healthier behaviors. Let me put it this way. We can't both ask men to be more in touch with their feelings and then judge them as being unmanly when they vent, when they cry, or otherwise struggle emotionally. We can't both blame men for being rigid in their gender roles when they express what they won't do because that's women's work, and then judge them as unmanly for being, for example, a reliable, committed, and hardworking stay at home dad and supporting their partner as a primary income earner by mutual partner decision as if that's not what a real man does, especially when we honor women for being stay at home mothers for their dedication to their children. And we can't simply tell men that being aggressive is a sign that something is wrong with them, while also wanting to find a partner who is willing and able to protect them from outside perceived threats. The true issue here is not whether or not it's wrong to be or not to be aggressive. Rather, it's learning when aggression is needed and when it is not. And let's be honest though, there's a lot more judgment when men make wrong choices of when it's the right time to be aggressive these days than there are lessons and examples to follow teaching men how to discern when it's that time or not. Interestingly, I give these examples not even to focus on sex or gender double standards. Rather, I want to encourage you to look past the double standards and see the impact these tendencies have on men trying to figure out who they are in comparison to who they are told they should be or have no choice but to be. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of a multitude of men's mental health challenges we need to consider, which is why I even appreciate there being a Men's Mental Health Month in the first place. Because just as with many of the other awareness months, it's an opportunity to intentionally consider the men in your life, both familially and professionally, or even in your broader community, and the struggles they may have. Consider their unique experiences as men, the expectations they are told they should meet, the examples they have or haven't had to model in order to try to do so, the pressure that they feel for the failure if they don't get it right, the coping strategies they may use to help them when they feel like they failed to live up to the expectations others have on them. Unfortunately, many wrestle with these things more inwardly and silently, never saying a word. And yet, the ramifications of their struggle can still be seen in their unhealthy and sometimes even life threatening interactions with others, or their destructive coping efforts inwardly to themselves, impacting not only themselves, but also their loved ones as well. You never know. You could be the one to help reduce the likelihood that the men in your life believe that unhealthy coping reactions are the only possible ways they can feel seen, heard, and understood. My hope for you is that instead of preparing to judge the unhealthy verbal or behavioral expressions of thought and feeling by the men in your life, that you be able to look for opportunities to reassure the men around you that you believe in them, that you're open to being a safe place for them to share difficult thoughts and feelings, offering to support imperfect people rather than condemn, and make it clear that you see them as a man, even if they're still in progress. Not perfect, but good enough, even as they strive to be the best versions of themselves possible. And with that, I'll say thanks again for listening to the Diversity Do podcast. If you have any pressing diversity related questions that you'd like me to address in an upcoming podcast, or if your organization is in need of a shame free or empowering guest speaker on this or training on this often difficult topic, then feel free to reach out to me directly at www.diversitymadesimple.com. And if you know of anyone who can benefit from a positive and encouraging perspective on this often difficult topic of diversity, feel free to send them a link to this podcast so they can be encouraged as well. And keep an eye out for more relationship strengthening encouragement in my upcoming message at TEDx Minneapolis 2023 in this upcoming August 12th. And of course, available online afterwards. For more information, visit tedxminneapolis.com. And as usual, I look forward to addressing as many topics as possible in future podcasts to help you improve as many relationships as possible at work, at home, and in your community. And as always, remember this: you don't need to know everything about everyone in order to have a positive impact on someone. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great day.
Tune in each week and find out how to demand and implement diversity at your job. To hear more, check out previous Diversity Dude shows on ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
Hi, I'm Shaletta Brundage. I'm a media personality, podcaster, and a business owner. But my most important role is mom. 3 of my beautiful kids have been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. When I didn't know who to trust or where to turn, I found ACRA. ACRA provides home care services to families all over Minnesota. The care is not one size fits all. They know each one of my kids is unique. They listen to what resources we needed and what's best for our family. I've seen my kids grow and thrive with ACRA's in-home care. While autism is the most common diagnosis among ACRA clients, ACRA offers personalized in-home care services for people with disabilities, chronic illnesses, behavioral diagnosis, and mental illness. They work with children, adolescents, and older folks too. Find out more about ACRA at their website, acrahomecare.org. ACRA helps me provide my kids with a better quality of life. They can do it for your family too.
Children's Minnesota, the leader in specialized healthcare for kids, is here to raise awareness, standards, the bar, the stakes, the question, the curtain. On raising kids' health to the highest priority, kids need equal access to healthcare, more pediatric expertise, a voice for change. Kids need us, all of us. So let's raise them up.
COVID-19 is still going around, and even a mild case can be serious during pregnancy. So what should you do if you're pregnant and have a positive COVID test? First, reach out to your doctor or healthcare provider. There might be treatment options they can recommend. That includes giving you a prescription for an antiviral drug you take in pill form by mouth. If you haven't gotten a COVID vaccine, it's not too late. Doctors say vaccinations are safe in any trimester, but the sooner the better. Pregnancy can be a time of great joy and anticipation, so take good care so you and your baby are healthy. And congratulations.
Do you worry that lead-based paint in your older home might be dangerous to your children or kids who visit you? Well, Hennepin County put those fears to rest. Hennepin County offers free lead tests and home assessments. If they find anything, eligible homeowners and landlords can receive up to $15,000 for work on the home, including new windows. The government banned lead-based paint 45 years ago when it was discovered that lead poisoning can affect development and cause permanent damage in young children. But 75% of those homes built before 1978 still contain some lead-based paint. As the paint degrades, it can make dust that little kids ingest when they're crawling and putting things in their mouths. So make sure your home is safe and hazard-free. Learn about testing and that $15,000 grant at hennepin.us/lead control. That's hennepin.us/lead control.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast-quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.